Alrighty, knuckleheads. Grumpy Grandpa here, and my better half, Deb, is here. And you know why? To boost the ratings. So, how was your weekend?
Good. My weekend was good. Very
Good.
relaxing.
You relaxed, and I had a really relaxing. I had fun hanging out with the neighbors, installing some cameras. We got 3 out of 8 installed, but we got it all programmed up. And I had to build a shelf and stuff for it.
Yeah.
We had to tack into the electronics. I won't go into too much.
Your saw is still outside.
Everything is just right. Out in the backyard.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. But I left everything in front because we're going to finish up next Saturday.
Yes, no.
All right, but that was a good time.
Yeah.
And if you guys are watching, I figured out that you can use the app without having to be on the internet with your phone. So just FYI, if you guys are watching.
Okay.
And another thing, let's get out to my first letter. That came in.
Letter? Okay.
That official letter. I had that first letter with the person I knew that was failing, was passing college with straight A's.
Yes.
Okay. Now here's my new my first Dear Abby letter. Grumpy Grandpa gives advice. All right, here it is. Concerned friend. Dear Grumpy Grandpa, I have a very good friend that was sick with COVID. Her husband showed her no empathy or sympathy and gave her a hard time during the time she was sick. He downplayed the fact it was COVID. How would you have handled this situation? I am sure that if her husband should also come down with it, he would not expect it to be treated that way. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Because I'll tell you how Grumpy Grandpa would have handled the situation.
Oh, how he would have?
First, he would have said, you're feeling something? The wind's blowing outside. It's got to be, it's got to be your allergies, right? And then that'll get you a little bit. So you still can make me dinner,
It's my allergies.
So you tell your wife, just make me dinner.
Okay.
And then you go a little bit further, and then they're like, I'm not really feeling good. And they go get tested. And they come up positive, and you're like, well, it's just coronavirus, a common cold, anything is going to test positive. So you still got the thing going on there, and you don't feel good. You can still cook me dinner. You don't really have it. And then whenever that that person you were sick too.
Yes, I was.
So. And then whenever you were like showing me that you had a temperature, you're sticking that thing in your ear that you bought, that you love. You just stick it in there all the time. Even if you're feeling good, you stick it in your ear. So you stuck it in your ear and it goes, and it goes red.
You have a fever.
And you're like, Mark, it's 100. I'm like, well, that's close to being normal, Go cook me dinner. So then it went up to maybe 101, 102 for a little bit there. And boy, then I was in trouble. And then listen, guys, you can try to push it as far as you can. Then get them to keep cleaning and cooking for you. But whenever they start crying, it gets tough. Then all of a sudden, it switches. You have to take care of that girl. But you bought about 3 or 4 days of still normalcy. Okay, so that's how I would have handled this situation, and then you make them feel guilty for being sick, so they get better faster. So you're like, I worked really hard today, I would say, and I come home, I'm too tired to take care of you, but I will. You handle it that way, and you may every once in a while do something a little special, so they go, oh. And they ease off on you a little bit for giving them a hard time for being sick. So you got to play a fine line. Yeah. But it's tough, guys. Once they start crying, then if they're crying, you have to show a little bit of concern. Okay?
Yes.
That's how you handle that. Does that sound good to you? Is that how you should handle the situation?
Yeah, I don't know that you answered her question, but...
I did.
Okay.
She said... How would I have handled the situation?
No, she asked.
Let's go back. It says, how would you have handled the situation? I am sure that if her husband should also come down with it, he would not expect to be treated that way. Well, of
Yeah.
course not. We're guys.
Oh, okay.
We will want to be pampered more than we're already pampered. We will want back rubs. We want, special little treats
Yeah.
now and then, and never leave the bed.
Yeah.
Never leave the bed.
Okay.
So I'm telling the guys, listen, if your wife starts saying that she's coming down with the COVID, play it as off as long as you can, and don't show so much emotion, because then they'll start thinking, oh, okay, he's got it now, and I got him now, and he's gonna take care of me for. So you want to put it off. You do want to ignore them, and not show them any sympathy.
Okay.
Don't show them sympathy till the first tears start coming out,
Okay.
and the thing actually gives you then you have to do it. Okay, that's
Okay.
everybody.
So send in some more questions
Yes.
for Grumpy Grandpa. So he'll
Right now,
answer your questions.
I don't have an email for Grumpy Grandpa
At
Patrons.
2oldpeopleontthecouch@gmail.com. Send your questions.
That's
too.
why I have her on the show.
Yes.
Now, this is another interesting thing. Before I get to my other normal segments, I work with third graders and fourth graders, okay? And this little note was folded up. You know how kids do.
Yes.
They fold up a note. And this was laying, near the trash can or whatever. It is said to whoever finds this,
No.
okay?
Okay.
And then I was like, well, I thought it would just be like a simple thing that kids do, like a,
Yeah.
a heart or something like that, right? No, this is deep. This is like freaky deep. Okay, here we go. Dear you, that's the person I found it. That would be me. I found it. I'm so proud of you. You've come so far. Just think of the things you're grateful for. Think of the things like favorite foods or pets. Family is the most important, though. Love your ancestors the most, for they have brought you to this world. Some things may be tough at the moment, but think of the things you haven't done yet, but you want to do. Think of the things you want to say, but haven't yet said. Although they may be bad, but who cares? We're all tiny specks in the universe. Nothing will matter in the next life. Love me. That
was pretty deep.
dude, I was reading that and I was like, this cannot be from a third or fourth grade. I mean, that's intense. And well, thank you, whoever.
Thank you, me.
Yeah, thank you, whoever wrote this letter to me, which was me, and was signed me.
Me.
Thank you, me. That was,
Thank you, me.
I'm sorry if that bored you, but I found that to be quite. Can you imagine a third or fourth grader saying that we're just specks in the universe and we should respect our elders and all that other stuff? Very good. Okay, here we go. Clickbait of the week. We got this guy here, and it says you're going way too fast fails. And of course, a lot of time, I forget what they call that, whenever your legs bend over your head, whenever you go flying off, and somehow your legs twist over, they call that something. And you can put it down below. It's some kind of a fail that whenever your legs flip over. But I thought, look at this wave runner just coming flying in, hitting the beach. It's not going to end well. And I was scrolling through YouTube, and how does this clickbait work?
You have to click on it.
Well, you have to click on that because you want to see what happens. Sometimes, though, I haven't had time to watch this one yet, but I would have clicked on it if I would have had time. But I will go back and click on it. But sometimes they'll show something like this too, and you wait 11 minutes and 22 seconds long.
And it never happened.
That one particular thing is not. Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not. It's not in there. So that's clickbait of the week.
Well, and it had 2.7 million.
Yeah, it's 3 years old.
It's 3 years
So,
old. But yes.
See, whenever things like that happen and they have a lot, they'll bring it back out and throw it out there. So because it's such good clickbait, the 3 million people said the same thing I did. I got to see how that ended up. Okay, here we go. And then the Facebook ad of the week is this guitar pick. And of course, whenever I stop and I took the screen grab of it.
It's not lit up.
It's not lit up, but it's a guitar pick that lights up while you're playing, like the kids' sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's uncool to begin. First of all, I don't play the guitar.
No, you don't.
And if
play
I
the
did
guitar.
play the guitar, I wouldn't want like the kid's sneaker light up.
You wouldn't?
No. You ask anybody that's a professional.
No.
You ask anybody that's a professional guitar player
Mm-hmm.
that
They don't want their pick to light up?
no, that's uncool.
Okay.
That's uncool. That's childish. You just want to play and jam and make music.
Okay.
So, all you guitar players out there, do you want a pick that lights up whenever you play, or do you think that's dorky?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's nuts balls.
But it was inappropriate for you because you don't play the guitar.
I don't
ever.
play the guitar.
Ever.
Never, ever.
Ever.
So why would I?
Need a guitar pick in
Guitar.
the first place.
All right,
Mhm.
so that's my show. It's going to be short. Sorry I didn't have it this weekend. I was,
Got
like I
busy.
said, I got busy. And again, neighbors, the app does work without having to be online going through their stuff. I figured it out. So,
Okay. So
That's
you're
it.
on it. Okay.
all right,
So,
that's your show.
yeah.
Like I say at the end of all my shows, the app works without being online.